Okay, let's talk about open contact because, that's my psychic abilities. Clearly, I get a lot of visions and things about it. The best advice I can give to you is to let go of it. Know in your soul and your heart it's coming, but we do not know the timeline. And I don't think anybody is going to be able to predict the accurate timeline of when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, all of those things. Nobody truly knows. And I just, and I think that's strategic. They don't want us to know because they want us to, focus on our actual lives. You know what I'm saying? If you're just sitting here, waiting for open contact to happen, it's going to be a miserable, miserable time for you because nobody knows the exact timeline or the dates or when it's going to happen or anything like that. I do feel like 2027 is a good window. Because based on the soul years, like I've said, I've personally gone through a year 9 last year, which is what we're going through this year. I've been in my year 1, and there's a lot of clearing and purging out that needed to happen for me in order to really anchor into the 5D. And I think that's what's going to happen collectively. I am kind of hoping that some things get collectively better, but I think some things are going to get collectively worse as well. So just work on transmuting negative energy into positive energy, because that's what we're here to do. Because there's so much negativity right now that's why it's you don't exist without shadows. You don't exist without negativity. You don't exist without fear, but you're here to transmute it because there's so much of it. That's why they call us light workers. We're here to transmute this darkness into light right now, including our own personal darkness and our own shadows and the way that we view the world. The more we transmute into 5D, into light, into Christ consciousness, the more it balances out. It's not balanced right now. It's 90% negativity. So it's for people that are oh, well, you're just bypassing, or you're just only focusing on light. I'm that's literally what we're here for. That is literally our jobs. That is literally why they call us light workers. It's not just for shits and giggles. It's literally because we have to transmute all this darkness, this 90% darkness, to get it in a more even balance. There's people who are still in ego, who aren't even on the awakening path. Any of that. If you're on the awakening path, your job is to transmute the darkness. When you're looking at people that you hate or anger, or just look up that scale, the negativity scale. I'll just post it here. Hold on. This needs to be your Bible right now. This needs to be your Bible, because this is where we're at collectively. Shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage. That's where we're at collectively. Those are the emotions that you have a personal responsibility to transmute towards everything, towards yourself. If you're feeling all of these towards yourself, if you're feeling these towards other people, you are to transmute that, because that's how we raise the collective vibration, is when everybody sheds those. And also, we can also call this stuff matrix programming. All of these feelings right here, all of these emotions, that is all matrix programming. They keep us in this lower density on purpose. So we cannot ascend into enlightenment, into peace and joy and all that stuff. That's the whole purpose of the matrix. That's why they make our food so shitty. That's why they make our lives so shitty. That's why they make politics so shitty. That's why they make policies so shitty. That's why they distract us as much as possible. So we do not reach this. But you do have to actively transmute. That is our jobs here. We're like little alchemists. It's you put all this shit in us, and then we put out this instead. Where most people are getting this shit put in them, and then they keep staying in these densities, and they're not transmuting it. It's that's literally what we're supposed to shed light onto the dark. So it's not bypassing anything. It's just literally what we're supposed to be doing. And that's something that I have realized. I've truly, throughout my entire journey, that is the biggest thing I've learned as light workers. This is as star seeds, as chosen ones. You are chosen to do this exact thing, to raise the collective vibration by personally transmuting your own views and fears, because that's how you do it. You can't force other people to do this. You can only control what you're doing and yourself, and that is it. And your personal responsibility. That's it. You cannot force other people to come to this conclusion. You have to do it yourself, and then your frequency radiates and emits out to people. Your truth is so loud that people can't ignore it anymore, you know, in the sense, or it triggers people, you know. That's been my experience as well. I've been triggering the fuck out of people, which is fine, because I'm like, all right, well, you guys, that's because you guys are still stuck here. And that's just the truth of it. You don't have to believe me. This doesn't have to resonate with you, but I hope it triggers something in you to realize that the ascension awakening journey is completely personal. It is not outside of you. It is fully 110% within you and your abilities and capabilities to transmute all of this into this. That is how we shift. Okay.